are currently doing and want to do. So if you're going through and Googling about new car reviews, what to buy, what to not buy, reading blogs about new cars, they know what your intent is. And again, this is what advertisers can target people based on. Customer match. If you have a list of, if you have a new newsletter list, if you have some kind of list of contact data, you can upload that data into the ad platforms and then show the ads to people on that list. So if you have a newsletter list, you put it, instead of only sending them newsletters, you can also upload the list of email addresses to ad platform and then show banner ads to them in addition to sending them the newsletter. YouTube channels that I mentioned in the placements, you can choose where to show, and connections as well. Yeah, so in Facebook you can say that you want to show the ads to your friends or the people who like your page, or the friends of the people who like your page. So it goes to what I mentioned as well, social advertising. The benefit there is the social proof, that you see how other people have engaged with the brand or the product, and you can see if any of your friends are linked to the product, and if they are, it's much more likely that you'll take a closer look. So you can use that when setting up the ads as well. You should probably see, if you see some Facebook ads, in the top it says that your friend Peter or John like this page. And this automatically creates some kind of trust or interest in the ad or the brand more than if there was none of the social connection visible.
I wanted to actually talk about two specific really cool things that can be done on Facebook. I think they can still be done. I haven't checked. The location thing that you can use, I think has a downside in many areas, that pin that you put down is quite big. I don't know, was it like a kilometer or something like that?
I don't know on top of my head.
Huh?
I don't know on top of my head.
Yeah, so anyway,
Probably.
there's a trick if anybody wants to use the location targeting. If you have a very small area that you want to target, then you have two methods that you can specify the area. One is you can say where you want it to be shown, and second is where you don't want it to be shown. So you put a pin on the Delta house where you want it to be shown, and then you put a lot of pins around Delta house where you don't want it to be shown. So the overlap basically limits it to specifically only Delta building. So you can go very, very small. I know I'm not good at it, but I know it because one of my friends, James York, did it in Startup Day last year, where he showed ads only in the building specifically. So that's just because the location thing is really useful when you're like going to a conference or you want a specific area. But actually, I don't know how many, like, I know there are some methods, but I couldn't recreate them from the slides that I have. If I would want to target you, for instance, so we are not connected on Facebook. Maybe we are connected through tunnel, maybe I don't know. But anyway, I want to target you. What would be the methods that I could do it?
Only me?
Only you. I have a specific ad for you, which I want to show you before the next lecture.
Yeah.
I know that it can be done.
That's a good question.
There was some sort of list trick that you could do, that you upload an Excel file to Facebook of some people that are not you.
Okay.
And then Facebook find you, but I don't remember the black magic.
Okay.
So
But that I don't actually know, because we never go into that that granular.
Yeah.
We usually try to get as many people as possible that match the profile.
Okay. I will try to recreate that maybe.
You can just send me an email.
Yeah, you can influence people with that point.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, sorry.
And about retargeting as well. So just a few examples on, we've all probably seen retargeting ads where you've been to, you try to book a hotel or a flight, and then you see the ads later everywhere you go. And it's quite an effective tool when you know how to do it and how to use it and how to not annoy the people who are seeing the ads. 'Cause it's very easy to show too much ads, and then it might actually have a negative impact on your brand and your conversion. So some of the examples for retargeting, again, it's based on some kind of engagement that people have had with your website or your Facebook page. So you can show ads to people who've been to your site, people who've been to the site and done something. So they've been to the site and looked at your contact page or your pricing page. People who've been to the site and purchased or didn't purchase. You can adjust the ads based on their engagement with you. So for example, in search ads, you can show different ads to people who've been to the site. So for example, if you know that they're more likely to buy when they've been to the site, looked at the pricing page, then you can say that, okay, based on the retargeting list where you have all the people who match that, then you can sort of use maybe stronger messages and push them more towards the purchase. And you can adjust the maximum cost per click based on people's engagements. So if people have been to the site before, they have some kind of connection with you already, they know about the brand, so you might be willing to pay more to get them back. So you're willing to pay more per each click. For retargeting lists, for Google Ads, you set it up in Google Analytics, and for Facebook, you do it through Facebook Pixel. Some sample lists that you can set up. Again, you can use your creativity and your business goals and sort of the funnel steps and the aims and each of them to think what is relevant for you. Usually when you set up retargeting, the first list that's set up is all users. So you can show ads to everybody who's been to your site in a specified window. So in Google, you can keep the people in your list for 540 days. In Facebook, you can keep them for 180 days, which in most cases is enough. So you can target people who've added products to the cart but didn't complete the purchase, people who bought, iPhone users. You can use demographic lists, and also you can create retargeting lists based on where the people came to the site before. So you can retarget people who came from Facebook or from a specific content article or search ads. An example, you're looking for a new guitar, you search for a guitar, you first get a search ad, you click, you go to the online store, and then later you see a banner ad chasing you around that shows the product in visual. It might even offer you a discount code to make it more likely to go back and buy the product. An example on Facebook, you can do sort of dynamic product retargeting. So I had an example before with one online store where it shows the ads that you have looked at on the website or that you have added to your on shopping cart. So Facebook, same way, you can set it up that it shows within the ad, it shows the products that you have either looked or even added to your cart but didn't purchase. Again, it makes the ad much more personalized to yourself and increases the likelihood of purchase. Any questions about the ads?
Can you influence this Facebook lookalike function when you're looking for a target group? Or you just only rely on Facebook algorithm?
Influence in what way?
Set some criterion?
Yeah, you can set criteria. You always have the options of either narrowing or specifying the target group you wanna target. And it makes sense. Again, if you run your campaigns, review the data all the time to make sure that that the results you're getting make sense, or you should change it. A lot of algorithms, but at the end of the day, we need to analyze the data and make sure that what they do and they deliver actually works. The big problem with many of the very cool options in Estonia's context is that the market is so small that usually the campaigns don't get enough data to effectively deliver results. So when I talked about the in-market audiences, it's a very cool thing, but the number of people who search for new tires or new cars is so much smaller than, let's say, in the States. So the data that Google has about the types of people who are looking for cars or that is much less. So it's less effective in this market, in smaller markets, than in bigger markets. So again, which is, even if you find a very cool targeting method, optimization method that seems to be exact fit for you, it makes sense to review that. Because even if it works elsewhere, it might not work in your context or in this market's context.
Can it be a program with A/B testing to Estonia market?
So A/B testing.
Or how many clicks do I need to get the relevant results?
Very good question. So it partially depends also on your conversion rate. So if your conversion rate is 1%, so every 100th of person who comes to your website buys from you, then you can see that, okay, you probably need at least 100 to make some kind of decision. But 100 is probably still very little. So you should have, let's say, at least 1,000 visits to the website with that conversion rate to make some kind of decision if it works or it doesn't. Yes?
So you need to at least spend like $100 or €100 for that.
Yeah. So for
Yeah,
at least.
Results,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Again, it depends on the sector you're in. So